The golden chandeliers of the grand London Gala shimmered, casting soft, elegant light over the crowd. Laughter and the clinking of wine glasses filled the air. It was an evening of wealth, luxury, and prestige. But for Aarav Kingston, time had stopped. Across the ballroom, amidst the flowing gowns and tailored suits, stood her, Mira Evans, the woman he once loved, the woman he lost, his first love. She looked breathtaking in a silver gown that glowed under the lights, her hazel eyes holding the same depth of mystery they did a decade ago. He had spent years trying to erase her from his heart, convincing himself that leaving was the right choice. But now, as he saw her again after 10 years, one truth became painfully clear. He never stopped loving her. And then she turned. Their eyes met. 10 years ago, Aarav and Mira had been just 2 university students. Him, the son of a struggling immigrant family, and her, the heiress to one of the most powerful business empires in London. They were an impossible love story. She was the dreamer who believed in love. He was the realist who believed in survival. But somehow, love found them. They spent rainy afternoons in hidden bookshops, whispered secrets under old oak trees, and promised forever on the bridges of the Thames. She told him she would fight for them. That love was enough. He believed her. Until the night that changed everything. Mira's father had found out. "You think you can love him, Mira?" he had scoffed. "Love doesn't pay for mansions, nor does it build legacies. You will marry someone of our class," she fought. But the next day, Aarav received an anonymous note. "If you love her, leave her." He recognized the unspoken threat. Mira had a future written in gold. He had nothing to offer her except struggle. So, he made the hardest choice of his life. He walked away, and never looked back. But fate had other plans. Now, a decade later, she stood just a few feet away, looking at him with the same heartbreaking intensity. "Aarav?" Her voice was a whisper. He forced a smile. "It's been a long time, Mira." They sat in a quiet corner, away from the grandeur of the Gala. The past was a silent ghost between them. "Why did you leave?" she finally asked. Aarav hesitated. "I thought it was best for you." Her lips quivered. "And you never even thought to ask me what I wanted?" He had no answer. Then she reached into her purse and pulled out an old, worn letter. His heart stopped. "I wrote this to you 10 years ago." With trembling hands, he unfolded the letter. "I don't care about my father's money. I don't care about status. I only care about us. Meet me at our bridge. I'll wait for you. No matter what." His world shattered. He never got this letter. Someone had stolen it from him, and she had waited. Mira stood up, her eyes glassy. "It's too late now, Aarav." She turned to leave. Panic shot through his chest. "Wait," he called, his voice cracking. "Tell me, do you still love me?" She paused, her back to him. The moment stretched endlessly. Then she whispered, "I never stopped." The grand doors closed behind her. Aarav was left standing in the empty hall, staring at the letter that should have changed everything. But now, it was too late. Or was it? Aarav didn't think. He ran, out of the Gala, into the cold London night. Mira's car was pulling away. "Mira!" he shouted, chasing after it. She turned, eyes wide with shock. He reached the car, breathless. "Please, don't leave." She hesitated. "I never got your letter, Mira. Someone took it from me. I thought you moved on." Her brows furrowed. "What? I left because I thought it would protect you. But if I had known you were waiting, I would have fought for you." Tears spilled down her cheeks. "I waited for hours, Aarav, and when you didn't come, I thought you chose to leave." His voice broke. "I never stopped loving you." The world stood still. Then Mira reached out. He took her hand. And this time, he didn't let go. A year later, they stood on the same bridge where she had once waited for him. The city lights shimmered in the water, just as they did a decade ago. Only this time, there were no regrets, no missed letters, no stolen love, only forever. And this time, forever was theirs to keep.